Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you are doing good. Today we are going to work on a new area, and that is para-jumbles. Now para-jumbles is something which is a very crucial part of your examination. Para-jumbles is something, if you hone the skill of understanding para-jumbles, then you get minimum 5 to 6 questions from this area, and therefore para-jumbles, today we are going to understand one by one, slowly and gradually. It is not something that can be dealt in one single class. It will take its own course of time. So I'll be briefing you how to handle it and thereby doing few questions on it. Now, basically when you're doing para-jumbles, you should have a good amount of reading habit, because that gives you a way into understanding how the paragraph is framed, what kind of things are going to come first, what kind of things are going to come second. Secondly, there should be this approach that you can link the sentences with each other. Right, you can link the sentences with each other, so a little grammar also plays a vital role, but that grammar is very simple as understanding present tense, past tense, all that, or connecting the linking words, right? So that much grammar is needed, which obviously you all have it because you know English, right? Let us now understand how do they ask you para-jumbles and what we need to do. Now there are two categories in which they ask you questions on para-jumble. The first category is where they give you a paragraph which is in a jumbled format, and thereby they give you options, right? And the second category is which is non-MCQ, they do not give you options, right? We are going to see both the categories. So therefore, let us begin. Now when we talk of para-jumbles, as the name suggests, para-jumbles, it means that the paragraph is given to you and the sentences of the paragraph are given in a jumbled format. You have to rearrange the paragraph so as to make a meaningful, coherent paragraph, right? How many sentences can they give you? It could be, let's say you know the paragraphs, you read, right? So you know that a paragraph can be as small as just 2 sentences, right? Sometimes you just write 2 sentences and change the paragraph. That kind of is an introductory or whatever, right? So it could be as small as 2 sentences, or it could be as elongated as a whole passage in itself. Kabhi passage mein there are no breaks, there are no paragraphs, they just go on, right? So therefore a paragraph can have as minimum as 2 sentences and as maximum as the whole passage. But here we cannot arrange 2 sentences. What is the point of arranging? And we cannot arrange quite a lot of sentences also. So therefore our category into para-jumble is fixed. We have 3 types of para-jumbles: the 4 sentence type, the 5 sentence type, and the 6 sentence type, right? As the name suggests, 4 sentence types, so that means there are 4 sentences. So it could be A, B, C, D, or 1, 2, 3, 4, whichever format, right? These are the 4 sentences given to you in a jumbled format. You have to rearrange. Fantastic. 5 sentence means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 और क्या है ना? 6 sentence means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 है ना? 1, 2, 3 करने आए हैं ना आज? अरे नहीं, right? Okay, everything has a purpose. 6 sentences, the first and the 6th sentence is fixed, right? 1, 2, 3 नहीं पढ़ाना था. First and the 6th sentence is fixed, right? And thereby you have to arrange the other 4 sentences. So what do we understand is that here the introductory and the conclusion is given to you already. What you have to arrange is just the body of the paragraph, right? They give you 6 sentences in this category. Sometimes, rarely, if they want to tweak this, then they may give you either one of this, right? They may give you either an introductory or a conclusion, and the other 5 you have to arrange, which becomes eventually a 5 sentence type. But that is rarest of the rare occurrence. Generally with 6 sentences, they give you first and the 6th as fixed, and you have to arrange other 4 sentences. Are we good till here? right? So we have 3 type, 4, 5 and 6 sentence type parajumbles. Now let us see how to handle these 4, 5 or 6 sentence parajumble. Whichever parajumble given to you, there is a universal way of handling it, right? I am going to explain to you that universal way. You are going to utilize that to understand any kind of parajumble, be it MCQ, be it non-MCQ. MCQ होगा तो live set है, non-MCQ आएगा तो we have to struggle a bit, right? चलो, let us see. Now when we talk of 4 sentence type or 5 sentence or 6 sentence, the strategy that works is, number 1, as soon as you see the parajumble, you go through those 4 sentences. What do you try to do? You try to find out the introductory sentence, right? What do you try to do? Which is a humane nature. It is so obvious to us that we try to find out the introductory sentence. That means how is the paragraph going to start. Now what does the introductory sentence contain? An introductory sentence would definitely contain talking of the subject matter given, maybe talking of some people, those are discussed into the paragraph, or talking of a company, or talking of an idea. Even an idea can be an introductory. For example, let's introduce creativity. Sometimes there's a definition, sometimes that idea is being generated, right? So anything which begins the paragraph, okay? What should introductory sentence not contain? Again, see, this is English, and as I have always said, English has a rhetoricness. Any language, not only English, any language has its own rhetoricness, and therefore this language is basically an art of speaking, an art of writing, an art of communication. And therefore sometimes the rules bend, which is absolutely fine. Grammar does not, but otherwise the way we speak, the rules may bend. Every person has a different way of expressing their ideas. So when I say what should not be there into the introductory is not a set rule, but ideally should not be there. If it is there, then we'll handle it. For example, words like pronouns. Now this, that, this idea, that particular thing. So this, that, those, these. If explained better into any of the other sentence, then that would be a better sentence to start with instead of this idea. So which idea? So you focus on those pronouns and say, oh, I need a better explanation for these pronouns, right? The second that it should not contain is the linking words. Yet, despite, in spite, right? Conclusive words, right? However, moreover, so, therefore, right? In these words, there are few exceptions. For example, and, but. These are few exceptions. Why? Because understand, these 4, 5, 6 sentences are not written for you. We are not that important for the competitive examination that they are going to write for us. What they do is they take the extract from a bigger extract. So they take 4, 5 sentences from a bigger extract somewhere. They just create options for us, right? So the extract from which it is taken, maybe these 4 sentences are in continuation of what has been said earlier. So because they are in continuation, your first sentence can have and, can have but. But how do we identify that this and is adjoining the other sentences? That means ये जो and है, ये हमारा second, third को join कर रहा है या fourth one को join कर रहा है, ऐसा कुछ यहाँ पे role play कर रहा है, or it is taken from a previous place somewhere. Into that, there is this approach. Understand, if your and has a comma after it, right? So it begins with and has a comma after it. Generally, this and means that what has been talked, which is not given here, has been talked into the previous sentences. That is the reference here. So we exclude this and we go on reading further, right? So similarly with but के बाद अगर comma लगा है तो ये this is what we can understand very easily, that this but is in continuation with what has been given previously. That previous thing is not mentioned to us, so we are going to not include but, we are going to read further on. Again, with UG examination per se, this is a rarest of the rare occurrence. They don't disturb you like this. If they do, we'll handle it. You know how to, because if there is a comma, we understand that this is coming from somewhere previously. Association. Are you understanding? Right? Okay. So therefore, it should not contain words of these kinds. So this is how we find out introductory. Now let's say we have found out introductory. Fantastic. Or else, let's say we could not find introductory, we are confused between two sentences. For example, we found out the introductory and the introductory is to. Fantastic, very good. Or let's say we are confused between introductory and third can also be the introductory or second can also be the introductory. Absolutely no issue. What do we do next is going to put a nail on the coffin, is going to solve it. That is, we find out mandatory pairs. Now, whenever you read, you understand that there are sentences given there which have linking words into each other, and those linking words tell us that इस sentence के बाद ये ही आएगा. For example, 4 and 1 have linking words there, and you understand that only after 4 we can talk of 1. That becomes a mandatory pair. That means a pair जिसके बीच में कोई और sentence नहीं आ सकता, and they have connection with each other. They are so strongly connected with each other that you are going to place them back to back, right? Those kind of sentences we will identify. So first we try to find out the introductory. After that, whatever happens with the introductory, after that we try to find out mandatory pairs. The moment we find out mandatory pairs, our para-jumble is solved, because we have a tentative introductory or a short introductory, and then we have mandatory pairs. So both of them connected together, our para-jumble is solved, right? So with these two strategies, today we are going to see how it is solved. We will be doing it through example, but with these two strategies, you will be able to handle para-jumble, all categories of para-jumble, right? Are we good? Okay, but into mandatory pair, you have to make sure that your sequencing is correct, right? Now, let us see, what if the para-jumble is too easy? We don't need to do mandatory pairs, we don't need to do introduction. तो करें क्या? वैसे para-jumbles, ऐसे कुछ para-jumbles होते हैं wherein what we talk of is specific to general or general to specific. Now what is this? Let us say I come into the class and I start talking of war and the impact of war that creates on the society, right? So war is happening and an impact of war, generalize the war situation and how it impacts the society. Okay, so what did I do? I talked of war in general and its impact, and then I continue and I talk of a particular war, one that we have seen right now, right? जिसका पता ही नहीं चल रहा खत्म हो रहा है कि चालू हो रहा है कि खत्म हो गया, पता नहीं, right? So we start by talking of generally what war does to you, what war is and how it impacts the society, and then we talk of a specific war. Okay, is this sequence correct? Correct, right? Because I can start with generalization and take you to specific. Correct. I can also start talking of, let's say next year I come to the class, I start talking of a particular war. I talk of that war and then I talk of what war is and what is the impact of the war. So I start with specific, I go from specific to generalization. That is also fine, right? So therefore, it is, we can take the paragraph from specific to general or from general to specific. Both ways is fine, right? Now, into your para-jumble, sometimes they give you specific data, and then they give you generalized data. What do we do is, if it is a specific data in a generalized data category, then we try to put, try to club specific sentences at one place and generalized sentences at the other place, right? For example, our specific sentences is 2, 3 and generalized sentences 4 and 1, let's say, right? If it is 2, 3 is specific, 4, 1 is general, so we understand that 2, 3 is going to come together and 4, 1 is going to come together, okay? Our paragraph can be 2, 3, 4, 1 or 4, 1, 2, 3. And if we do not have options, if we have options, so one of that would be there, right? If we do not have options, then we have created our own option. Now we see, can 2 looks like an introductory or not? Oh, it looks like an introductory. 4 does not look like an introductory. So therefore, answer will be 2, 3, 4, 1. Understanding? So we have created our own option. Option mat do, hum bana lenge option. Are you understanding? Right? So this is how we handle specific to general. Many a times with UG level per se, many a times what they do is, into specific or general, they give you, into one of it, they give you more sentences. For example, there is only one sentence of general, let's say 4, and there are 3 sentences of specific, 2, 3, 1, let's say 1, 2, 3. And now that you rearrange 1, 2, 3, you understand it will be 2, 3, 1 in the sequence. So you have created 2, 3, 1 as a sequence, and you know 4th is generalized, so 4th is going to be separate. Now you have 2 options. One is 4, you begin with generalized, you go to specific, or you start with specific and you go to general, right? So what you have to identify is, can 4 be the introductory? If yes, you got the answer. If no, then you got this as the answer. Are you understanding? Making sense, right? So therefore, MCQ, fantastic, it is going to help us a lot. Non-MCQ, we can do it. Are we good till here? Right? Chalo. Now let me take you through some. We have talked a lot on theory. Let us do some questions, right? Today we are going to do 4 sentence type. Okay. The sheet is there on your Teachment app, but what I would want you to do is, whatever questions we are doing here is a 4 sentence type. We will be completing 4 sentence from the sheet, but you have to handle para jumbles from your book, from your study material, right? Handle it from there. That is going to help you better. Okay. Let it load. Okay, so let us begin. We are talking of 4 sentence type now, right? 4 sentence. Okay. Great. Let us not see the options, right? Let us do without the options, right? Okay. Let us see. What were the boundary conditions at the beginning of the universe? Science seems to have uncovered a set of laws that, within the limits set by uncertainty principle, tell us how the universe will develop with time if we know its state at any one time, right? But how did he? Okay. He. Who is this he? Right? Chose the initial state or configuration of the universe. God may have originally decreed these laws, and God, right? So therefore, this he is referring to God. That is what we understand. Secondly, these laws. So which laws? Set of laws, right? So we understand that only after we talk of set of laws, we can talk of these laws. You are understanding, right? So we see B has a connection with D and D has a connection with C, right? And thereby either we begin with A or we end with A, right? Now what were the boundary conditions at the beginning of the universe? If we read like this, and when we say science seems to have uncovered a set of laws that within the limits set by the uncertainty principle tell us how the universe will develop with time if we know its state at any one time, and here we are talking of beginning of universe. God may have originally decreed these laws, but it appears that he has since left the universe to evolve according to them and does not now intervene with in it. But how does he choose the initial state or configuration of the universe? So what have we found out? We found out BDC is something which is kind of a sequence, and if BDC is a sequence, A can be the big ending. Why? Initial state or configuration. So what were the boundary conditions, right? So therefore answer is D. Understanding? Right? This was not an easy para-jumble to handle, but we handle it in a non-MCQ manner, and later on we got the MCQ option as well, right? Okay, the second one. Let us see. This, let me push it down. Can I? Yes. Okay, the service carries a premium. As of mid-1992, the several hundred Washington political insiders were paying from this to this to read about daily White House activities. What are we talking about? We still don't know, right? And then they say the service. That means some category of service, which way we don't know. So therefore, this cannot be the beginning for sure. Even the most timely industry newsletter is usually at least a week old before it gets to its readers. Okay. It reaches paid subscribers. That means this it is talking of industry newsletter, right? 18 minutes after leaving the editor's desk by fax. Now this is talking of 18 minutes after leaving, and this is talking of most timely takes usually at least a week old. So that means B and C are also not connecting. So ye jo it hai, this is not referring to industry newsletter. Not the White House Bulletin. Oh, we got the idea. Not the White House Bulletin. This not is connecting B. That means B and D are mandatory pairs. And once we get BD, we understand not the White House Bulletin, it reaches paid subscribers 18 minutes after. So generally it takes a week, but not this White House Bulletin, it reaches 18 minutes. So see, now service carries a premium. That means this extra speed that we got 18 minutes, this carries a premium, which is A. So here B, D, C, A. Have we got the answer? Yes, answer is second. Are we understanding? Right? Okay, the next one, third. Okay, KLM Airlines in Holland has the problem with the population of its home base. Okay, by running flights to lesser known cities in Germany and England, KLM pulled passengers away from their own national airlines, and at one time KLM was flying more Germans across Atlantic than Lufthansa, the country's national airline. अभी तो कुछ खास identify नहीं हुआ है. So KLM, so it had a problem with its population of home base. So KLM developed the successful concept of feeder airlines, right? अच्छा, looking good. तो A और C connection हो सकता है, ठीक है? It was very small. ये किसके लिए होगा? अच्छा, now we understand. Problem of population What was the problem? It was very small, right, to that of other airlines crossing the Atlantic, right? So we understand AC nahi hai, it is ADC. And जैसे ही they developed successful concept of feeder airlines, they were running flights to lesser known cities and were flying more as compared to national airline. So therefore B, A, D, C, B. Let us see, are we good? See, answer is B. Understanding? So what I am doing to you is, we are handling the parajumble in a non-MCQ manner, and then we are seeing the MCQ also. That's fine because we have it, but otherwise handling non-MCQ is going to work like this, right? Okay, now let us see question number 4. Emmy the Great, who will play this on this, has toured with the mountain goats, another act that uses its lyrics to derive its songs. So we understand we are talking of some actors, some musicians, because lyrics will derive its songs that way. We talked about classic rock, and Moss explained that her interest as both music fan and songwriter is words. अभी तक तो कुछ भी connect नहीं हुआ है. In London last December, I met Emma Moss, a young songwriter who performs under the name Emmy the Great. अभी तो अच्छा लग रहा है. This is, we can keep this as the introductory. Okay. Though Moss is calm and clear, where the mountain goats is loud and clear, both songwriters find their structure in sentences and build their peaks with language rather than riffs. So we understand that C is the introductory, right? And here I met Emma Moss. I met Emma Moss. We talked about classic rock, right? We talked about classic rock, and Moss explained that her interest as both music fan and songwriter is words, right? And then here we are talking of is calm and clear, where mountain goats John Dariel is loud and clear. So therefore, who will play this has toured with the mountain goats, another act that uses its lyrics to derive a song, and though Moss is this, mountain goats is this, right? So what we have identified is C, B, A, D, right? Let us see, are we correct or incorrect? Answer is D. Understanding? Making sense, right? This is how we solve parajumbles. But abhi to I was hiding the option. Let us see where we have no options. Let us see those category. Options hai hi nahi. See, no options, right? Now let us see. In the central nervous system of other animal species, such a comprehensive regeneration, that means we need something before it, okay, of neurons has not been proven beyond doubt. Biologists from the University of this have discovered a uniquely rapid form of regeneration in injured neurons and their function in central nervous system of zebrafish. Looks good, अच्छा लग रहा है. Biologists की बात कर रहे हैं, उन्होंने क्या discovery करी है? They studied, fantastic, that the cells which are solely responsible for escape behavior of fish and previously regarded as incapable of regeneration, however, their ability to regenerate crucially depends on the location of the injury. In the central nervous system of other animal species, such a comprehensive regeneration of neurons has not been proven beyond doubt. So other animal species, but here we are talking of fish, right? Zebrafish. So B, C, D and A. Understanding? Right? Easy? Doable? हो पा रहा है? हो जाएगा. Right? Let us see the next one. Next one and the last one. This will finish off with 4 sentences from the sheet. You will be practicing more 4 sentences from your book and everywhere. Right? So let us see the last one. The work is more than the text. For the text only takes on life when it is realized, and furthermore the realization is by no means independent of individual disposition of the reader. अच्छा पता नहीं. The convergence of text and reader brings the literary work into existence, and this convergence is not to be identified either with the reality of the text or with the individual disposition of the reader. Okay. From this polarity, it follows that the literary work cannot be completely identical with the text. अब देखो, from this polarity, तो यहाँ तो convergence की बात कर रहे हैं और यहाँ polarity, they are talking of polarity, that means one is here, the other is here. तो अभी तो नहीं set हुआ है. The literary work has two poles. Got it? Right? So we put D. The literary work has two poles, which we might call the artistic and the aesthetic. The artistic refers to the text created by the author, and the aesthetic to the realization accomplished by the reader. From this polarity, it follows that the literary work cannot be completely identical with the text, cannot be completely identical with the text or with the realization of the text, but in fact must lie halfway between the two. The work is more than the text, for the text only takes on life. So therefore D, C, A, and then we talk of convergence of text and reader, B. Answer will be D, C, A, B. Understanding? Understanding, right? This is how we do para jumbles. Now with para jumble, 4 sentence type is something that we have already done. What we need to do is 5 sentence and 6 sentence, which we are going to do in the next class, right? Till then, practice para jumbles 4 sentence type and meet you in the next class. Okay, bye bye, thank you, keep working. Thank you. खत्म हो गई क्लास, स्टॉप करिए.